Alright, we're about to break this whole thing wide open. Fear of rejection. Let's call it what it really is. Ego being a little bitch. That voice in your head. The one that keeps telling you to hide, to play small, to avoid connection. Because you might be judged, or rejected, or misunderstood. It's not the voice of wisdom. It's the voice of fear. And you know what fear is? Bullshit. That's it, pure and simple. Fear's job is to keep you in a box. Staring out the window, at the world, but never stepping into it. It wants you small. It wants you scared. And it wants you to believe you're not worthy of love or connection. Guess what? That fear is lying to you. And you can tell it to go fuck itself. Let's break it down using a good old metaphor. Imagine you're holding a backpack, right? Inside that backpack are all your insecurities. What if they don't like me? What if I mess up? What if I get rejected? You've been walking around with that thing for years, carrying the weight of all that fear. But here's the thing. It's not your weight to carry. It's the ego's weight. And you've been letting it drag you down for far too long. Now picture this. You finally decide to unzip the backpack. You open it up and start pulling out all that crap. Every single fear, every ounce of doubt, every worry about being seen as weak or flawed. You let it go. And the moment you do, you feel lighter, freer. You're standing there, free of the weight. And suddenly, the world opens up. And guess what? That weight, it was never yours to begin with. Here's another way to think about it. You're a lion. But you've been walking around thinking you're a little sheep. You've been hiding in the herd, afraid to stand out. Because what if you get singled out? What if they judge you? But deep down you know you're a lion. You've just been too afraid to roar. You've been letting the ego keep you in the sheep pen, keeping you safe when in reality your soul is starving to break out, to run, to roar, and to show the world exactly who the fuck you are. Now you might be thinking, but what if they don't like me? What if they reject me? Well, here's the real question. Who the fuck are they to decide whether or not you're worthy of love or connection? You're a whole fucking masterpiece. And if they don't see it, that's their loss, not yours. That's the ego speaking, telling you you're not enough. But deep down, you know you are. The more you avoid connection, the more you feed the fear. It's like putting fuel on the fire. The longer you stay locked away, the stronger the fear gets. And before you know it, you're too terrified to even try to connect, to be vulnerable, to show up as yourself. And that is what your brain does. It protects you from the possibility of pain. But it's doing so by locking you in a cage. You're not stuck because of other people. You're stuck because you allowed that fear to dictate your life. Let me repeat that. You're not stuck because of other people. You're stuck because you let the fear drive the bus. Now let's talk about what happens when you break through that bullshit. Imagine this. You decide to step into the arena. You start reaching out to people, showing vulnerability, letting people see who you really are. You start having conversations even when your stomach is doing flips. And guess what? The world responds. You start attracting people who vibe with you, who align with your highest self, who appreciate you for exactly who you are, not who you're pretending to be. You start attracting the right people into your life, the people who rise with you instead of keeping you stuck. But there's a catch. It's not just about reaching out to others. The biggest step is reaching out to yourself. It's about self-love. The more you love yourself, the less that fear has control over you. The more you stop listening to that ego's bullshit, the more you realize you're worthy of everything: love, connection, success, happiness, all of it. And when you truly get that, your life will change. Let's chunk down a little and look at the details. Every time you choose not to reach out, every time you choose not to connect with someone because of fear, what are you telling your subconscious? You're telling it, I'm not worthy of connection. You're telling it, I'm not enough as I am. And here's the kicker: that belief starts to seep into other areas of your life. If you can't let people in because you're afraid of rejection, what else are you closing yourself off to? Opportunities, growth, success, love? The science of this: the brain is wired for connection. When you avoid connection, your brain starts to see that as a threat, like you're under attack. The longer you stay isolated, the more your brain goes into fight or flight mode. And let me tell you, that's not where you want to be. It drains your energy, makes you anxious, and keeps you stuck in a loop. But the moment you break free and you start reaching out, you start activating your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your brain that's responsible for calm, peace, and connection. Think about it this way: when you reach out, your brain floods with oxytocin, that feel-good hormone that strengthens bonds, builds trust, and makes you feel powerful. You start reprogramming your brain to crave connection, to seek the good stuff, to attract the right people. And guess what? That's where your growth, your success, and your happiness live. So why do we fear doing it? Why do we avoid it? It all comes down to the ego and its desire to protect us. The ego is like that overprotective parent, keeping you in the house, telling you, don't go outside, it's too dangerous. But guess what? The real danger is staying inside. The real danger is not playing the game. The real danger is letting that little voice keep you small. Now let's talk about what happens if you don't make a change. If you keep feeding the fear, if you keep avoiding connection, you stay stuck. You remain in that hamster wheel, running in circles, but getting nowhere. And as you do, that little voice of the ego, it grows stronger. And the walls around you get higher. Eventually, you'll wake up one day and realize you've missed out on all the things you really wanted. The deeper relationships, the experiences, the success. And when that happens, it's not just the missed opportunities that hurt, it's the regret. Here's the thing: you're not here to live in regret. You're here to show up, to connect, and to build the life that you want. Fear or no fear. The fear is temporary, but the rewards of facing it head on is permanent. So take a moment, take a deep breath, realize the ego is just a shadow. You're the one with the power to step out of that shadow and live your life fully. Now go out and do it. Show the world who the hell you are.